今日もお疲れ様でした。英語で国内ニュースです。優しい英語で今日の出来事をお届けします。
An earthquake with a maximum intensity of 6 strong struck Aomori Prefecture, injuring 7 people in Aomori and Iwate. A 14-year-old girl was hit by a car in Hachinohe, possibly due to the quake. 4 others were hurt by falling debris. Schools in affected areas closed. A first grader was rescued from an elevator in Iwate, unharmed.
The Japan Meteorological Agency and Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism issued a warning about continued heavy rain. They announced that western to eastern Japan can expect significant rainfall until around June 27th. The public is urged to remain highly vigilant due to the effects of a typhoon and seasonal rain front.
The Sapporo District Court sentenced Haoto Kawamura, 21 to 30 years in prison for the robbery homicide of a 20-year-old university student in Ebetsu City, Hokkaido. In 2024, Kawamura and 5 others assaulted the student, stole cash cards, and caused his death. The court deemed the crime extremely malicious.
A 51-year-old Vietnamese man, Nguyen Latron Phong, was arrested for allegedly possessing 4 handguns and over 80 rounds of ammunition. The weapons were discovered in his car during a police search related to stimulant drug violations. Phong was also arrested and indicted for stimulant drug use. Police are investigating the origin of the firearms.
The Nikkei 225 stock index closed at a record high of 72,366 yen, up 3,191 yen. This marks the 4th largest single-day gain in history and the first record update in 3 days. The surge was fueled by strong earnings from a U.S. semiconductor firm, boosting AI and semiconductor-related shares, along with falling crude oil prices.
A revised law introducing numerical standards for dangerous driving resulting in death or injury passed on June 25th, effective July. This aims to clarify criteria for the crime, which carries a maximum 20-year prison sentence. High speed and blood alcohol content, 0.5 milligrams per liter breath thresholds are now set, alongside new provisions for reckless acts like intentional tire skidding.
A 55-year-old Iranian man was arrested for allegedly attempting to smuggle about 40 kilograms of stimulant drugs from the UAE in March. The drugs, valued at over 2.1 billion yen, were concealed inside a naan-bread baking machine. This marks the largest stimulant drug seizure in Japan since the Reiwa era.
On June 24th, a 52-year-old delivery driver in Osaka was dragged 100 meters and injured after his light commercial vehicle was stolen. An unknown man drove off with the keys left inside, and the driver was hurt while trying to stop him. Police are investigating this incident as attempted robbery murder, as the suspect fled in the stolen vehicle.
On June 25th, 3 railway workers were hit by a light van at a level crossing in Matsudo, Chiba. 1 worker, Shinichiro Yamashita, 52, died, while 2 others were injured. The 19-year-old Filipino driver was arrested for dangerous driving, admitting he drove after drinking and failed to stop at the crossing.
Alumni of Nagasaki's Kaisei High School sent a protest letter demanding a review of the school system, especially its bullying response. This follows the 2017 suicide of a 16-year-old student. A recent court ruling ordered the school to pay damages for some bullying, but denied a direct link to the suicide. The alumni urged the school to acknowledge the facts.
次は社会のニュースです。
A revised law passed on June 25th introduces clear numerical standards for dangerous driving offenses effective July. This aims to clarify the law's application. For high speeds, it includes exceeding limits by 50 or 60 kilometers per hour, depending on the road. For alcohol, it's 0.5 milligrams per liter of breath. This change targets reckless driving more effectively.
An earthquake struck off Iwate Prefecture early on June 25th, registering a maximum intensity of 6+ in Aomori. 5 people in Aomori and 1 in Iwate were injured. The Japan Meteorological Agency did not issue a post-earthquake warning as it didn't meet criteria. However, residents are advised to be cautious of aftershocks and potential landslides for about a week. Nuclear facilities reported no issues.
Following the 6+ earthquake in Aomori, the Japan Meteorological Agency warned of possible aftershocks up to 6+ for about a week, especially in the next 2 to 3 days. They urged caution regarding house collapses and landslides. The agency confirmed that a post-earthquake warning was not issued because the earthquake's magnitude at 6.8 did not meet the 7.0 criteria.
Following the earthquake with a maximum intensity of 6+ in Aomori on June 25th, the Tohoku Shinkansen temporarily suspended services between Morioka and Shin Aomori stations. However, train operations on all lines fully resumed around 1:56 p.m. Mobile phone companies reported no communication issues, and nuclear facilities in Aomori confirmed no abnormalities.
A 21-year-old woman has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for the assault-related death of a university student. In the same case, 2 men also received prison sentences. This concludes a significant trial concerning the violent incident. Further details about the specific roles of the men were not immediately available.
In a wrongful conviction case, a former nursing assistant, acquitted after serving 12 years for a patient's death in Shiga 23 years ago, sought compensation from the state. However, the Osaka High Court, in the second trial, again ruled against her, denying the compensation claim. This decision upholds the lower court's ruling.
Typhoon number 7 is expected to approach Okinawa closest on June 26th, bringing strong winds and high waves. Residents in Okinawa and Amami are urged to exercise extreme caution and avoid unnecessary outings. There's a high risk of traffic disruptions from Kyushu to Kanto due to heavy rain and strong winds. Northern Kyushu should be especially vigilant for landslides.
The Japan Meteorological Agency and Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism issued a joint warning. They announced that heavy rain is expected to continue across western and eastern Japan until around June 27th. This is due to the combined effects of the typhoon and the rainy season front. Authorities urged the public to exercise extreme caution against potential disasters.
Japan's police agency will review the driving skill test for elderly drivers after finding that those who passed had an accident rate 2.8 times higher than non-violators. Introduced in 2022, the test aims to prevent accidents caused by physical decline. The agency believes the current test is not effective and plans to revise its content and scoring methods.
Venezuela's interim president Rodriguez announced that 2 earthquakes, both over magnitude 7, struck the country on June 24th. The quakes tragically resulted in at least 32 deaths and left 700 people injured. Emergency efforts are underway to assist those affected by the powerful tremors and assess the full extent of the damage.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
the Nikkei stock average closed at a record high of 72,366 yen on June 25th. It rebounded by 3,191 yen, or 4.61%, marking its fourth largest single-day gain ever. This new closing high broke the previous record after 3 days. The surge was due to strong earnings from a major U.S. semiconductor company, leading to a buyback of AI and semiconductor-related stocks.
Following the recent earthquake, the Japanese government established a Prime Minister's Office response team. It was set up at 7:31 a.m. in the Prime Minister's official residence crisis management center. The team is currently gathering information by coordinating with relevant ministries and local authorities to assess the situation and ensure effective response efforts.
Following recent seismic activity, the Prime Minister has urged the public to remain vigilant. He emphasized the importance of continued caution against earthquakes of similar intensity. Authorities are monitoring the situation closely and advising residents to stay informed and prepared for any further seismic events.
The Constitutional Democratic Party has confirmed its plan to join a new consultative body. This body will discuss a potential merger involving 3 parties: the Constitutional Democratic Party, the Centrist Reform Alliance, and Komeito. The initiative for these merger talks came from the Centrist Reform Alliance, aiming to address the challenges of forming a unified political front.
U.S. AI firm Anthropic has accused China's Alibaba Group of illegally using its generative AI technology, Claude. Anthropic claims Alibaba employed a technique called distillation, which trains one AI using another high-performance AI. This accusation follows U.S. government export controls on Anthropic's advanced models due to security concerns, reportedly involving potential access by China-linked groups.
An amended Road Traffic Act has been passed, establishing numerical criteria for applying dangerous driving charges. This includes cases of drunk driving and high-speed offenses. For drunk driving, the new standard is 0.5 milligrams or more of alcohol per liter of breath. The revised law is expected to take effect as early as July.
Japan's Children and Child Rearing Support Fund deductions began in April, marking a full-scale start to measures against the declining birth rate. This fund is collected from a broad range of generations, added to medical insurance premiums. However, concerns are emerging regarding the increased financial burden on households, especially amidst rising prices.
At Nissan's shareholders' meeting on June 23rd, External Director Motu Nagai's re-election was rejected with a 48.33% approval rate, down sharply from last year. Concerns about his independence from Mizuho Financial Group and his long tenure of over 10 years as a director likely contributed to the decline. U.S. proxy advisors also recommended against his re-election.
Prime Minister Takaichi will not attend the NATO summit scheduled for next month in Turkey. Instead, Foreign Minister Motegi is expected to represent Japan at the meeting. The summit, which begins on July 7th, is a crucial gathering for discussions on global security and international cooperation among member nations.
The House of Representatives Cabinet Committee held expert discussions on a bill to criminalize damaging Japan's national flag. Supporters argued the bill protects national honor. However, concerns were raised that it could restrict freedom of expression, leading to calls for careful deliberation before proceeding with the legislation.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Shohei Ohtani, 31, earned his 8th win for the Dodgers on June 24th, contributing to a comeback victory. He confirmed the birth of his second child, a boy, making him a father of one boy and one girl. When asked about his high school life plan predicting 2 children by age 31, Otani laughed, saying he had forgotten everything.
FIFA World Rankings changed significantly during the World Cup. Japan, 18th on June 11th, unofficially reached 16th by June 21st. The current system, adopted in 2018, calculates points using match results, team ranking differences, and match importance. World Cup games have the highest weight, causing major rank fluctuations.
South Korea suffered a shocking 0-1 loss to South Africa in their World Cup group, a final match on June 24th. This defeat dropped them to third place with 3 points and a -1 goal difference. They now face group stage elimination. South Africa secured second place, advancing to the knockout stage.
South Africa made history on June 24th, defeating South Korea 1-0 in their World Cup group, a final match. Tapelo Maseko scored the winner in the 63rd minute. This victory secured South Africa an improbable second place, marking their first ever advancement to the knockout stage. They will now face Canada.
Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani, 31, announced his second child is a boy. His first child, born in April 2025, was a girl, making him a father of 1 boy and 1 girl. Ohtani expressed joy, calling the baby cute, during his first interview since the birth, following his pitching start on June 24th.
Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers started as a two-way player against the Twins on June 24th. He pitched 6 innings, allowing 3 runs, and secured his 8th win of the season. The game took place at the Twins' home stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
In the North American World Cup Group C match, Brazil achieved a decisive 3-0 victory over Scotland. This impressive win secured Brazil's top position in the group, allowing them to confidently advance to the highly anticipated knockout stage.
The Japan Rifle Shooting Association has announced the arrest of a member of its athlete strengthening committee. The individual was reportedly arrested on suspicion of voyeurism. This unexpected development is a significant and concerning matter for the association and the sport.
The International Olympic Committee announced a new system on June 24th. All Olympic participants will receive a $10,000 grant, regardless of results. This first-ever IOC initiative begins with the February 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics, aiming to directly support all Olympians.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
Two earthquakes over magnitude 7 struck Venezuela on June 24th. Interim President Rodriguez announced that at least 32 people died and 700 were injured. The tremors caused significant damage across the South American nation. Authorities are continuing to assess the full extent of the destruction and provide aid to those affected.
Russian President Putin announced on June 23 that his forces have virtually seized Konstantinovka in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk region. This key fortress is vital for Ukraine. However, Ukrainian defense officials deny Russia's claim, stating it is not based on facts. They acknowledge difficult fighting continues on the Eastern Front.
A bookstore manager in Hong Kong has been arrested for selling publications that allegedly incited hatred against the government. This is part of a series of arrests involving bookstore staff recently. Authorities are tightening control over freedom of speech and publishing in the city. Critics fear this trend further erodes democratic freedoms.
A UN report on June 23 stated that Israeli authorities have intentionally targeted children in Gaza and the West Bank since October 2023, committing war crimes. The report claims Israel used precision weapons and attacked schools and refugee camps where many children gather, undermining Palestinian society.
Celebrations for America's 250th anniversary have begun in Washington, D.C., lasting about 2 weeks. President Trump delivered a speech, emphasizing his accomplishments. However, the series of events has drawn criticism for being overtly political. Many observers believe the focus should be on national unity rather than partisan messaging.
Iranian media reported on June 23 that the state funeral for Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei will be held on July 6 in Tehran. Khamenei was killed in a U.S.-Israel military operation in late February. Farewell ceremonies will take place on July 4th and 5th. Approximately 20 million people are expected to attend the events in Tehran.
The future management of the Strait of Hormuz is a key point in U.S.-Iran final agreement talks. Iran has suggested collecting fees for passage. However, President Trump stated that he will not tolerate any such fee collection. This disagreement highlights significant differences between the two nations regarding the vital shipping lane.
U.S. AI startup Anthropic has accused Chinese IT giant Alibaba Group of unauthorized access to its AI models. Anthropic claims Alibaba attempted to extract features from their technology. The American company has sent a letter to U.S. senators and White House officials condemning these alleged actions and seeking intervention.
France's Ministry of Health confirmed its first Ebola case on June 24th. The patient is a doctor who returned from Congo, where an outbreak started in late April. French authorities are monitoring the situation. They state the risk of infection to the general European public is very low. The doctor is currently isolated and stable.
Russia, a major oil producer, faces severe fuel shortages and widespread sales restrictions, likely due to Ukrainian drone attacks reducing production. On June 24th, Samara's governor announced limits: 40 liters of gasoline and 100 liters of diesel per vehicle until July 8th. Around 25 regions have similar restrictions, with Crimea being particularly affected.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Former AKB48 member Aoi Hanada re-apologized on X on June 24th following her contract termination on June 23rd. She expressed deep disappointment, feeling betrayed by her former agency's handling of her shaved head. Hanada vowed to fight for however many years it takes. Her contract was canceled due to repeated tardiness and alleged connections with fans.
Musician Okazaki Taiku announced on June 24th he is suspending all activities due to ongoing physical and mental health issues. Following a doctor's diagnosis, all his planned events for the year, including his 10th anniversary ZEP tour and other organized performances, have been canceled. The artist's recovery will be prioritized before any restart announcements.
Actress Ryoko Yonekura will appear in the Momoko Tani Ballet Company's new Cinderella production in August. Having studied ballet for 15 years, Yonekura initially hesitated. The artistic director chose her for her solid presence to play the Mother Butterfly, a role needing emotional depth over extensive dancing. Performances are August 9-11 in Tokyo.
3 new kiln sites, along with a clay quarry, have been discovered at the Idezuka ruins in Kanosu City, Saitama Prefecture, after 30 years. This site was once the largest haniwa production area in eastern Japan during the late Kofun period. A Miko haniwa shaman figure was also unearthed. These findings, including the man-made soil mounds, are nationally rare.
Hamamatsu City has announced 92 potential battle meals and snacks for the 67th OI Ocha Cup Oisen Shogi match, the first game of the 7-match series featuring Soda Fuji Oi and Takumi Ito Nikan will take place on July 4th and 5th at Hamamatsu Hachimangu Shrine Kusunoki Club. Both players will select their preferred items from the extensive list.
Teteichi Kokubun of Tokyo is reportedly facing a more challenging path to return to the entertainment industry than former member Tatsuya Yamaguchi. The report suggests Kokubun's current situation is more difficult for a comeback, with him expressing, "I don't know what I did." This highlights varying challenges for public figures.
Manga artist Eriko Yada announced on X that her medical manga Dignity, Travel Doctor's Prescription, has been canceled after 4 volumes due to low sales. The series, which focused on travel medicine for terminally ill patients, explored conflicts and decisions at critical life junctures. Yada expressed regret but hopes for future possibilities.
Paris Men's Fashion Week for Spring-Summer 2027 is underway, with Sho Hirano of Number I attending the Louis Vuitton show. The event featured a giant artificial wave. Other brands like Saint Laurent and Japanese labels Arali and Kidil also presented new collections. A severe heat wave in Paris led some brands to reschedule day shows to the morning.
Oda City, Shimane Prefecture, which had no bookstores for 2 years, saw a new one open on June 24th. The city provided unprecedented financial support, 55 million yen over 10 years. This rare municipal subsidy aims to attract bookstores, countering the national trend of increasing bookstore-less municipalities by mitigating high business risks.
Former Mijin Shinji Takao, 9 Dan, has been appointed the new chairman of the Nihon Ki-in, Japan's Go Association, on June 23rd. His 2-year term focuses on rebuilding the organization's struggling finances due to declining Go popularity. Takao, a Heisei Four Heavenly Kings member, aims to ensure the Nihon Ki-in remains beloved and trusted for the next century.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。